Hello, welcome. In this short video, let us look at the plotting of a complex exponential signal. So let us call the signal x of t equals a times exponential of j into omega t plus phi. So that is a basic complex exponential signal where a can be a value complex, a can be a complex value, omega is the frequency, and phi is of course the phase term, the initial phase. So now let us look at a way to plot this signal for following values, that is for a is equal to say 1 plus j, omega is equal to say pi by 2, and phi is equal to pi by 3. So for these values, let us plot this signal. So this is the MATLAB's code for plotting a complex exponential. We define the boundaries of the time series, that is boundaries of the time vector, as minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi, and then we define the sample frequency, that is sampling frequency, as fs equal to 1000. Then next we define the time vector limit 1 to limit 2 with the sampling interval equal to 1 by fs, and then we define a is equal to 1 plus j, and then the frequency omega is equal to pi by 2, and then the phase term equal to pi by 3. So based on these values, we generate the signal xt, which is a times exponential of 1j or 1i into omega t plus phi. That means it's basically a complex exponential signal. Now we can plot this signal in two ways. One is we plot both the real and imaginary component of the signal, and the second way is to plot the magnitude and phase terms of the signal. Let us look at both the results. So the figure 1 on the left basically shows the real part and the imaginary part of the signal. Since we have a complex value for a and also a phase term, we can clearly see that both the real part and imaginary part have a phase value other than 0 phase. Now the second figure basically shows the magnitude of the signal, that is, since it is a complex exponential, the magnitude is a fixed value, that is, it should be equal to absolute value of a, which is basically square root of 1 plus 1, that is square root of 2. So it must be square root of 2. And next the phase term should be the component here, that is, it should be omega t plus phase value, which is a constant pi by 3. So it should be pi by 2 into t plus pi by 3. So that is why we have a linear phase. That is why we have a linear phase in the phase component. The slope of this line should be equal to the omega value. And next we can make the, for example, by making the value of a as a purely real value, positive real value, and then making the phase term equal to 0, we can make the signal look like following. That is, we can see that the signal has the initial value, that is, the signal has a value equal to 1 for the real part, which is supposed to be cos 0, which is 1 because the phase is 0, and then sin 0 for the imaginary part, that is, it is 0 for a time t equal to 0. So that is when we make the phase equal to 0, and the term a has no imaginary component. And then again the magnitude and phase term will be similar, that is, magnitude is again a constant 1 since a is equal to 1, and the phase term is again equal to omega t plus that initial value 0. So it is since so we can clearly verify that. So it is simply omega t. Since exponential of j omega t is basically a periodic signal, we see that here in the phase component very clearly. We can also verify that in the real and imaginary parts. So to summarize, in this video we have looked at the complex exponential signal for selected values of the parameters, that is the a term, and the omega, that is the frequency, and phi, that is the phase term. We have plotted the signals in MATLAB, that is, for example, when a is real and omega is equal to pi by 2 and phase is 0, we have the following plots. That is, we have a real part, that is basically a cosine signal, and an imaginary part, which is basically a sine signal, and then the magnitude, which is basically a constant, and a phase term, which is absolutely linear within each interval. Thanks for watching.